this might not be in your field of expertise, but is there any, because lithium's a big word now, right? Everyone wants to find lithium.
Yep.
Is there lithium in South Australia for all those guys out there that's watching and thinking, and where should they go?
I wish Jared was here. So he's my former colleague. He's a lithium pegmatite specialist.
Okay.
And I'll probably butcher his work as well. So certainly, yes, there are definitely potential, lithium pegmatites around South Australia. Looking from just going back to basics and mineral systems, there was a recent talk, by Catherine Goodenough. She's a director at the British Geological Survey, and she's works on lithium pegmatites all across the world. And one of the models she recently proposed, or sort of, we have the typical model where you have, granite is fractionating, you have magma fractionating, and it fractionates out to these pegmatites that are rich in lithium. So that was the typical model. But what she's done is proposed an alternative model, which is basically where you have melting of the crust. So during metamorphism, you melt the crust, the sediments, and that's what produces the lithium pegmatites. Now, looking at South Australia, we have a lot of granular-facies metamorphic rocks where this can be the case. It's the question then becomes is where are these lithium pegmatites associated with these collisional settings, where they've accumulated in high enough amounts that we can mine it. So the potential is there. If we were to go by that model of crustal melting, most definitely. I think there's a couple of pegmatites we are actually going to go out in the field and check out in October with the survey and in collaboration with the University of Adelaide, and that's going to be in the Curnamona province. So I think I'm not aware of any lithium pegmatites in South Australia at the moment, but if we're going off of the model and everything, I think we have a lot of potential to have these lithium pegmatites in South Australia. We just have to look.
One of the conversation about this is that, you want a certain type of granites. And I noticed one thing I've noticed in South Australia, you have a lot of these Hilteba suites of granites.
Yep.
How many of those could be that type of granite?
Well, if that's the model, if that is the correct model of formation for LCD pegmatites, it's hard to tell. I think the biggest control will be the mantle from which these magmas derive. So if you potentially have metasomatite mantle with lots of incompatible elements, so lots of volatiles, then as you fractionate, you leave off all the volatile elements or like lithophile elements, then you can form these types of granites. The trouble is we really don't know which model to follow at the moment. With this crustal melting model as well, you don't need a magma, you don't need a granite. So if that's the case, we have to be open to it. And certainly Catherine's presented very good evidence to suggest that it is mostly crustal melting. Again, if you have granites and those granites interact with the sediments around them as they crystallize, that might be the driving force for getting lithium out of the sediments and into the magma. And at this stage we don't know, but for Hilteba and that whole suite of 1590 granites is really quite prospective for lots of things. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lithium little offshoot every now and then. I don't know. It could well be. But I think it's very hard to find that control. We still haven't found the lithium pegmatite, but whether that's because we haven't looked previously or because it's not there associated with Hilteba, maybe it's something else that we need to revise, like melting of crust. Who knows? Yeah.